people, what it do? Supreme Rising, Peace Kings, Peace Queens. I hope everyone is okay. I hope everyone is great. Welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone has been okay. Hope you've been communicating, checking out the content. Today's video, we're just going to be talking about like the basics of like business, like the fundamental, the structure. I figured like since I know these things, why not share. And I figured it would help someone out there because like a lot of these videos have helped me. So yeah, no sweat. So that's what we're gonna be discussing. And after that, I'm probably gonna, create like a lot of different content that's gonna be based on like actual knowledge instead of just information based on things that I know. So yeah, I'm gonna be basing on like probably like nature more. I'm gonna go more on nature. So I'm just wrapping up the whole playlist for the system, if you feel. And the system is just basically how to survive because of business is a way for you to be able to like find all your things, survive and do your things without having someone to tell you that no, you can't do this or we don't want you, whatever. So I'm just trying to give you all the knowledge that's gonna boost your confidence and allow you to progress as much as you want to. So yeah, it's obviously it's more of a fishing kind of thing. You really have to like fish. I know people prefer getting fish, but it's fine. As long as you know how to fish, you can survive, even though people can give you like as many fish as you want. So yeah. So yeah, guys, when it comes to business, I hope you checked out the last video, talked about the stages of like entrepreneurship, where do you start, understand the dynamics. So I'm just gonna crack down like a few things, like the most important aspects of what business actually is. Because now once we moved away from being self-employed, so now creating a standardized system and having an enterprise, right? So having an enterprise is different things you have to look out for. For example, you're not just focusing on getting stock there because that's like the operation side of things. So every single business, there's the operations of it. There's the outsourcing or the whole materials or getting everything into place. So it's the production side, it's the back end. So depending on whatever business you do, like operations is always gonna be there. So it's a segment of your company or business that you need to take care of, right? So once you know that you can produce or provide or do the process of to get the final product that is needed, to make sure that things are running, then that's operations. Then another one is like sales, right? So sales, I was actually like ideally I was actually supposed to be like ending with the sales part, but I'll just just jumble them all together. But I'm hoping you can understand. I'll probably like do it in like a proper process, but it's fine. So sales is about the part where now you actually generate profit or you convert clients into buying customers. This is the driving force of the business to make sure that it's sustainable, because you can do as many dope things as nice as possible, but if you're not able to drive profit and get into revenue, get the revenue stream going, then that's an aspect you need to look into your business. So a lot of people they struggle with different things. Some people it's either the production or the sales, but you'll know as time goes by. So that's just one of them. So that's sales. Then the other one is marketing, right? So marketing is not exactly the same as sales because marketing is more about being able to that you reach the right people and the right people know about what you do. Then sales is more about actually converting it and actually getting the customers to buy it, right? But marketing is more about promotions and getting people to know about what you do and reaching to the masses, to the public, so what you know. So there's different marketing techniques and stuff like that. So that department, that segment of your business is you have to take care of that as well because of it is gonna make sure that you're able to grow and expand or maintain your company, your business, like what you're doing. And the other one is HR, right? So HR is like the part where your people, like your people, the people that you work with, whether it be your supplier or whether it be people that you on the ground with, or people in your admin or your office or your IT, people that you normally need for your operations to happen. So depending on the kind of relationship you have with them, it could be internal or external, but HR is different. So HR is now the kind of incentive or compensation that you have with your people to keep them like running, to make your team solid. Because I don't know which position you play in your business or company, but hopefully it is the head because of you need to make sure that all these segments are running proper and you're the person responsible. Because if you don't take responsibility for all of these things, it could be fatal, man. It can either like decrease the profits, the rates, or decrease the quality of production, or could just make everything stand still, or you could run into a loss and you'll never have like a functional business anymore. So that's another thing. Then another department is the legal. So I know a lot of people don't take this thing into account, but like having like a legal part like of your business or company is important because of depending on what industry you're in, you need to be able to be compliant because of once you're compliant and everything is proper, you're in good standing, you're allowed to give more access into the market and you're in a good space to actually create lucrative deals, like a lot of dope deals, a lot of because what happens is that companies when they grow, right, when you don't just focus on just like the sales, for example, right? Like you need to be able to create like a good partnership and be a good partner, like whoever you're gonna be like working with, you know. So once everything is legally proper, therefore you can hold everyone accountable, therefore policies can protect you, you know, and it can actually make sure that everything is right so you don't get into trouble, so that no one is confusing or anything, so that no one takes things, no one is doing anything unlawful, you know. So that's just for you. So that's another aspect you need to take care of as a company, right? And these days I know like a lot of companies haven't been doing this like a lot, but like in your business you need to make sure that you take care of the IT like segment, right? So IT is a whole segment of a company itself because of so many things these days depend on the equipment and the like the tools you have, you know, and some of these things can be automated. So you really need to have someone who knows, or you need to know about the skills that you have in terms of running a business and making your company proper. So that's just one of those things. But yeah, I just mentioned five for now. But there's it depending obviously which stage you are and like how well you're operating. There's some things you could focus on more. You know, it could be the research department, all those things. But I'm not trying to like get your head all confused. I'm just trying to mention the basics that you need to just to make sure that you're above level and you're able to uh like get as much like potential and growth in what you need to be doing, you know. So as long as you cover these things, you're in a good space for making as much profit as you want to, for getting access to opportunities, for actually seeing like a really good amount of like revenue in your stream and actually making it run beyond you. You know, it can be maintained. It's a full-on machine now. Like even if you're not there, once you have that team in place and have that all those departments proper, it's easy for all the people so that everyone knows what they're doing, you know. So if you can take care of your people, take care of the IT department, of your legal things, of your marketing, your sales, and even your production, you know. So those are the things. So the reason I'm making this video, because a lot of people, they don't have like a really in-depth like approach on like how do you run like an actual operating business, you know. And this is just from my own experience and the research that I've done. There's a lot of you can actually get out there, but too many people don't practice and don't know how it really like work in their own context, you know. So that's why I'm actually being as broad as possible, but being as direct because of people's like companies and businesses are different. Depending on what you want to do, there's some things that you wouldn't really need to focus on, you know, like completely, you know. So obviously, depending on obviously where you are, like in your stage in your entrepreneurship journey, but having a business is important so that you can have a system and growing it. It needs as much like effort, you know. Obviously, being able to have those things there, it's gonna be able to give you that slight edge, you know, an advantage. Even though there's other opportunities that come through for your career or for a job or all those things, it's good. But having something that's of your own, no one can take that from you. It only depends on you, you know. And I feel like yeah, it's good practice to have something that's of your own because that actually gives you a certain level of stability, certain gives you an edge, as I say, you know. So yeah, so those are just like the basics. So in terms of like what you focus on, depending on you, because some people are great on other departments, some are not so great. So I'm just mentioning these out there is that it's not just all about maybe production, it's not all about maybe just marketing, you know, maybe it's just about getting certain things right. Because once you actually like sit back and see all these departments, when you actually evaluate yourself and be like, okay, what is actually making me where I am right now? What can I actually do to improve, or what's giving me problems, or why it's not working the way that it should? And you can look at all these departments like, okay, um, maybe it's a problem of maybe my sales or my production or my legal things, all those things. So those are the aspects that you need to deal with, you know. And this is why being like in like being entrepreneurship is kind of hard because of now you have to focus like microscopically in each detail because those things matter, and some obviously not really working with a team with anyone, so you really need to like pull up your weight and your socks in all of these departments, you know. And one of them, if they lack, you're not going to be having like a fully operational space, you know. And you need to have like make it really run. You need to really be a machine. It needs to generate profit and grow, you know. So once you focus on all these things, there's no such thing as like doing just one thing, then everything goes in proper. It's those small efforts every day and what you focus on. And also, when I mentioned that, maybe you obviously like an entrepreneur, right? You're not working with like a team, but like I feel like you should also like remember that you are your own team as well. So you need to take care of yourself. So you need to really put yourself in a good space to do what you can when you can, and put that in your in your life properly so that you can measure and evaluate and give out your best. So obviously you need to put that into consideration, because that's a department, that's you. So how's your structure looking like? What can you do? And obviously relationships, being able to know, okay, you might not have a lot, but like knowing how you can do it, and just put certain things on pause, and knowing what's important and what's vital. So I feel like all these things are important, but like you need to know, okay, what all these departments, keep tabs on them, because of they could make the difference between like it actually flying and it just standing still and not going anywhere. So yeah, so I hope that you're good. I hope you're still listening. If you have any question, shoot. No pressure. I'm here. Then yeah. So next videos you should like be more, just be ready to like listen about nature now. I feel like I spoke about system, the basic stuff of how to do things in your life. Then you can just focus now on more like spirituality and maybe other hobbies or interests or careers, because there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot. So me, I feel like I'm gonna going into more about um like like growing and healing and like secrets and mysteries of life. Like I feel like the next video is probably gonna be about the fourth dimension. Like what is the fourth dimension exactly? Because we live in like in a multiverse, interdimension, multi dimensions, spaces all over. Because it's not like okay, one space you just exist, everything just exists. Now, like you can literally travel through space and time, through like different like alternate realities, parallel universes, because everything exists all at once. That's the ultimate truth. It's where you are in your point in time where you can actually access them. And there's some things that could actually block, or that could actually take away from you, or put you in a different position that you wouldn't want. So all these things are just how you can actually navigate through space and time. So the fourth dimension is understanding that everything has its own time, but I'll talk more about that in detail in that video. Right now, it's just wrapping up the whole, business basics, the fundamentals, whoa, wow. And yeah, I hope you learned a lot, guys. Hey, like, yo, I'm at least I'm glad I'm able to share, because, yo, you don't have to, like, go through so many more, like, trials and errors, all these things that you have to go through, like, directly, but at least it's going to be able to give you a perspective, like, okay, if maybe you're doing everything right, you need to maybe focus on your marketing, then also on your closing and your sales. Those skills, these are all skills you need to learn also as an individual, as a team. So you need to know, okay, what is your strength, and you don't focus only on your strength. I feel like you should focus on your weaknesses more, because if you focus on already what you're strong in, you're not gonna go. There's no point in focusing and already what you're strong with. For example, maybe if I'm always like doing like maybe bodybuilding, muscle building, if I'm only focusing on my forearms or my chest, what about all the other parts? You see, it's not gonna like go the correct way. At the end of the day, you're gonna hurt your body instead of actually making a difference. So focus on those parts that you feel like you're not so strong at, and you don't have to go in there full time. You can figure out on your side, like, okay, is it something I can do immediately? Should I get someone who knows more, or should I just get a book or an audio book about it, or podcast? Do research about it. So you always need to be on your toes, because there's some information that just needs you to go into depth about it. You can learn a lot more. So I feel like research is an important part. Like go in and find out what works, what doesn't, and just give yourself time to consume and process that information. Just don't just put it there, let it gain dust or PDF. Go through it, have like an idea about what works and what doesn't, and that's really gonna make a difference in the long run, because now you have a machine that's running, that has all these parts that are good, and they're working together. And as time goes by, as seasons change, you know how to adapt and move around your things, instead of just, because they don't always be like bulletproof, like trust. Well, not like right now, unless you have like a good like safety net, of a good financial safety net, then you can like be safe and just relax, just like how I explained in the previous video. But this time you just need to know, working on making sure you can have your own financial safety net, and having it there. That's not, that one is like for your retirement type stuff. It's not even for like any goals or budget or whatever. But yeah, So peace out, guys. I hope you're good, hope you're great. This has been another video, the live they tell us. This is these Biko. So don't be afraid to comment, to subscribe, to whatever. Do what you need to do, guys. I'm just doing stuff because, like, what's the point of not sharing this knowledge that you have, and it does something. Like, it teaches you how to, just be a better communicator, because, like, a lot of the things we need to know how to communicate better. So this is also a challenge on my side, to learn how to communicate and store this knowledge, because you won't always have time to chill with everyone at the same time. But having these like perspectives and thoughts and information that someone can just access immediately, instead of having to always be with everyone at the same time, it's gonna, like, prove, like, fruitful in the long run, in the future. So this is all about creating as much value as you can, so you can be able to, uh make an improvement in your environment. So yeah, guys, peace out. I hope you're good. Take control. Yeah.